Why, hello there, folks. It's Dylan from Alternate Universes with another round from our modern RCQ that we held in February. That's right, I know we're a couple weeks into March, but it took me some time to get around to actually commentating the event because I'm a busy person, you know, I gotta do things. And we still have our weekly streams, which you can watch live at Alternate Universes Live on Twitch every Monday night at 7 p.m. Sometimes it's modern, sometimes it's One Piece. We alternate every 2 weeks between the two games, but hey. This is round 5. Both of these players are 4-1. We wanted to pick some tables that are fighting for their way to top 8. So we got Steve Stillman on the left playing Blue-Red Murktide, and on the right we have Mark Mara playing Blue-Red Murktide. I missed a wonderful opportunity to name his deck Blue-Red Murktide, and I just thought about that maybe 20 minutes ago when I was, you know, setting up the clip and all that jazz. I have not been more disappointed in myself than I am right now. Alright, Steve, cast an aggressive iteration. Mark is going to fetch here, play counterspell.
15
This matchup is a matchup that I actually really enjoy playing. Watching it isn't the most exciting content in the world, but that's okay. It's one of, if not the best deck in the format. Arguably, it's very well popular. It's very popular. So, it's a match that you're going to see. If you play Murktide, you're going to play the Mirror. And if you play any other deck, you're going to play against Murktide. But as a player's perspective, I really enjoy the Murktide Mirror. I don't know what it is. I also really enjoy the Delver Mirror in Legacy. So it could just be like hangover from that enjoyment. There's a lot of just good tempo back and forth stuff that's going to happen. Now Mark, capitalizing on his opponent being tapped out, Steve went for the expressive iteration, which is probably the correct call. Mark had the counterspell, and then Mark got a free opportunity to play 7/7 Murktide Regent. With a Ledger Shredder. Steve, stuck on lands, unfortunately. Going to bolt a Shredder. The bird shall die. And Mark is going to get to crack in here. Oh, there's more coming down. Dashes out a Ragavan. Will connect for 9 points of damage. Get a trigger and a treasure. Reveals an Unholy Heat. It will not be cast.
Go ahead.
And this game, unfortunately, is just basically over already. Steve, 2 lands down on Mark. To Mark's really 5 mana here. And Mark has a Murktide. I imagine Steve has interaction for the Ragavan that we know about, but cracks in for 7 points of damage. Steve's going to go to 1. Going to cast Lightning Bolt targeting Steve.
Counter it.
There is a counterspell in hand. I'm not exactly sure why Mark didn't dash out the Ragavan here.
12. Duration.
Going to 2 mana expressive iteration. If he dashes out the Ragavan, Steve probably casts the counterspell, or if he has a 1 mana interaction for the Ragavan, it means that Mark can't, or Mark's Lightning Bolt can't be counterspelled.
Good.
I think it really won't matter in the long run. Like, I think Mark just takes this game with the Murktide Regent swing. I imagine even if Steve can, like, play out a Murktide here, Mark should have a counterspell of some variety.
Consider. Yep.
Right, there's a consider. And Steve scoops it up. Mark will be taking game 1 in the Mirror. They're going to quick sideboard and be right back with game 2.
I realized as soon as I declared this.
Look at that, right back with game 2.
God, that doesn't have 2 toughness, does it? Yep.
There's a Spire Bluff Canal into a Ragavan Nimble Pilferer. Mark has a Spire Bluff Canal of his own. And I imagine going to cast Mishra's Bauble first, seeing if he wants to fetch it away. We're going to see an Unholy Heat on the Ragavan. The draw during upkeep. This matchup ends up just being like a lot of tempo. Trying to take control of the game. Waiting for your opponent to make a mistake. where you can capitalize. So here's a Ragavan coming out now. Rags is going to get hit with an Unholy Heat. It looks like Mark is going to fetch and Spell Pierce it. Now this is dangerous in case Steve has another one-man interaction. It does get a card from his hand, but... Like, I wonder if there's an argument just to hold the Spell Pierce for the expressive iteration, or the probable iteration on turn 3.
I'll cut this up. I'll go to 17 and then kill you there.
Yeah. Going to fetch a Steam Meds here, more than likely, unless the deck is playing a Mountain, but I doubt that. Gets the Steam Vent, shocks it in, casts it a Holy Heat targeting the Ragavan.
Land creature. Okay.
It's one of the things that, like, Iteration's the strongest card in the deck, in my opinion.
Yep.
Especially in the mirror. Like, the person who resolves more expressive iterations typically wins it. It's the card that I'll almost always fight over. Yeah, do you remember when people played Archmage's Charm in this deck? You remember when we played, like, 3 Archmage's Charms in Murktide? What a time. That was like a year ago. So much and so little has happened to the format at the same time.
2, 3, 4 and a half, 4 and a half.
I'll fetch. I'm at 18.
Right, Mark fetches a tapped Steam Vent too. Alrighty. This game going a little bit slower than the first one did. Granted, the first one was like 4 minutes long. We're about 3 minutes into this one. There's no Murktide region on the board yet. Give it time.
Good.
Steve untapping.
Yep.
Maybe at 15 on that.
Yep.
Your end step. Cast Brazen Bar.
Mark flashes a Brazen Borrower in at the end step. Just trying to get a dude on the board to attack with.
Green hand.
Sure.
Move to my turn.
Yep.
Gets to untap it.
Combat. 3.
Backs in 4-3. Steve will go to 12. I wonder if Steve has interaction in his hand. And if he does, or whatever, it's only one piece and he's just like afraid of a Murktide region. The Murktide would only be a 5/5 in this situation. There's only 2 spells in Mark's graveyard. Going to end step consider. Decides to draw the card. Bins it. Or bins, consider goes to the yard. I think now just debating on if he wants to cast something.
Tap up, keep draw for turn.
Yep.
Dog's barking outside of my office window. Attacks him for 3. He's going to get a 9.
Second main. Dragon's Rage.
Dragon's Rage Channeler getting played here.
Yeah.
Good.
That Chandler does have delirium? Yeah, land creature instance artifact. Does Steve have anything in his graveyard?
I thought that he was wrapped up in a snake, but he's not wrapped up in a snake.
He does. The graveyard's just off camera. Okay, I was like, he has to. He cast an expressive iteration and a Holy Heat. 2 Unholy Heats, actually. Because it gets a basic island
It's
here.
not actually cold in here, but my hands feel really cold.
That's your Shredder.
Sure, Shredder resolves.
Going to cast Ragavan, get a Connive trigger. I imagine in response to the Connive trigger, Mark is going to bolt the bird here.
Bolt target Shredder.
That is exactly what happens.
What's that?
Going to get a Surveil trigger.
I'll leave that on top.
Leaves the card on top.
Yes.
Shredder dies, Connive will resolve.
Yep, resolve Connive. And then Ragavan
Steve
resolves.
discards an unknown card to us.
Bubble.
She'll cast a Mishra's Bauble.
Now we both know it.
Hey, it's that mountain I used 2 turns ago.
Go. Upkeep. I'll draw.
Sorry, I'm going to stop you. In your end step,
Okay.
I have a consider trigger.
Consider, Surveil trigger.
Do you want that one?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's pretty
I
good
just
one.
Decides
if
just to
I
draw the
stop
card
saying
pretty
trigger,
hastily.
like I miss it. Yeah, upkeep's good.
And tap
It's
upkeep
like
trigger for
mechanical
Steve.
at this point.
Draw for turn.
I draw. Dude, seriously, it's true.
Oh, the Murktide region.
Let's
Yeah, it's
see,
pretty good.
6, you're at 8.
I don't know if it's exactly what you want here.
6? Oh, sorry.
A Kraken for 6 damage. Maybe it is if your opponent's going to interact with some stuff on your board. Can cast Consider. We're looking for a removal spell, I guess.
You go 4 in hand, yeah.
4 in hand.
I'll bid him over.
Yep.
Go to damage.
Yeah.
Did I ever say this is round 5? This is round 6.
Second main.
Yep.
Alright, Steve goes for 2. Mark counting up his graveyard, seeing if casting this Murktide Regent is super profitable. It's also probably a reasonable point to just kill the Ragavan pass.
Murktide.
But
2.
he can also just leave Delirium and still make a 7/7. Gross. Love that.
4 counters.
That's on the stack. I'll invoke subtlety, pitching, pierce.
Ooh, will evoke a subtlety
Yes.
on the Murktide though.
Okay, trigger.
Pretty good. Murktide getting placed on the bottom of the deck.
Murktide 2. No? Oh, no.
Shocks into Scheme Vents.
16.
Passes the turn. Ooh, does not pass the turn.
Yeah, it's
Plays out another Murktide Regent.
combat.
Yep. Blocks.
Attacks in, blocks with the Murktide,
Saw the
and
line.
then dies.
And no, that's the actual reason that Reaper can survive so long last game he's talking about is because he was playing poison. So
Steve playing a Murktide of his own here. The thing I'm not too sure about is if it's just better to have the two. Well, no, it doesn't matter because Steve can block the Murktide or the Brazen Borrower, and then the other flyer kills him.
Resolves.
Unless the last card in Steve's hand is a creature that flies and doesn't die to Unholy Heat.
Drop.
Yeah.
Looks like you had lightning bolt on the
Could be Otawara. No, in the history mana.
cast iteration. Trigger
Alright,
Darcy.
expressive iteration.
Yes.
Put it in the bin. Resolve.
Rev a consider into the yard. This is when Murktide just happens to get Delirium anyways, because, you know, that's what the deck do. There's a Mishra's Bauble. Iteration goes to the graveyard. We have 2 types. Going to cast the Bauble.
Graveyard. Resolve this.
There's our 3rd type. Bauble's our 4th.
Is it good?
Lightning bolt.
And yeah, big damage. Jesus Christ.
Combat. I have
The ease at which you can turn on Delirium off of an expressive iteration sometimes is ridiculous. Alright, that's going to be the game. End the match going to Mark Mara on Blue Red Murktide over Steve Stillman on Blue Red Murktide. Thank you for watching, folks, and have a great rest of your day.